Hey guys, Spiritual Path Seeker here. Today I just want to go over some of the manganese ores that I've been finding at the different places where I'm finding ores from the historic steel production in Baltimore City and in the area. And so I just want to give you an overview of the types of things that I've been finding. I'm going to stay away from trying to give you exact names for the manganese ores. There's at least a dozen different manganese ores out there in the world, but some of them I'm pretty sure about. I'll use those names, but all of these are manganese oxides. That means there's manganese atoms and oxygen atoms in these rocks. The most common type of manganese ore I'm finding is romanachite. So this is basically a gray type of rock. It's sedimentary. The layers, it makes layers. It probably came from like a volcano. The manganese dissolved into the ocean water and then later came out of solution and was deposited on the ocean floors. Okay, and so you can kind of see the layering there. So it's basically a sedimentary rock. And you would think, oh, it's just gray, but as I've shown in other videos, when I hand polished it, it becomes steely, metallic steely color. It becomes really cool. So all of that is hiding inside this cool rock. Alright, I have another video on that, so I'll just leave that. But that's romanachite, which not only does have manganese in it, but also has, and the oxygen, but it has barium in it. Okay? Now the other thing that what romanachite does, it becomes botryoidal. That's the coolest thing to me. Here's a piece, I've shown other videos. So this is a botryoidal romanachite. Botryoidal means it looks like little clusters of grapes. That comes from the ancient Greek. So that's romanachite as well. Just really cool. And a lot of my viewers, say, hey, are you sure that's not just goethite or hematite? So the difference is, see how there aren't those little spikes that form the bubbles. That's just not there in romanachite. Instead, you just have little layers of, it just makes layer upon layer. I'll show you in some other ones. And let me just show you the difference. Here is a piece of goethite that's botryoidal, right? You can see it gets very shiny black. They're both shiny black, really, in this case. But the goethite's even blacker. And the streaks are different. The goethite has the standard like limonite kind of streak, yellow brown, and you see it has, let's see if it'll come out, see how it has those little spears? Those are little individual spears are what make up the bubbles. Yeah, you see, it's refusing to totally whatever, but those are what make the bubbles. So when one breaks open, when a bubble breaks open of goethite, you can see the little spears. Okay, but when a bubble breaks open in the romanachite, here's one. All these are the bubbles of romanachite. You can see here, when a bubble breaks open, you can see the layers. See how it's made up of layer upon layer? It's actually layer upon layer of bubbles. So that's a cool one. I put some mineral oil in this one because it's been weathered and stuff, but it stayed gray. I could probably put another coat on, but I think it's weathered. Yeah, but that's your botryoidal romanachite. Here's another piece of botryoidal romanachite. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's kind of like the Eye of Sauron here, or it's like an egg of an alien race is getting hatched. It's like it's either an egg or an eyeball. And just look at the detail work on this thing. This is like a work of art. I just love that piece. Just like amazing. piece. So I just love this stuff. It's hard to find. Not most of it, most of what I find is the massive stuff. And I've got one more piece I want to show. Okay, the other piece is a little different. It is botryoidal. So you see the little bubbles on there? It's botryoidal, and it's made up of layers. And you see, this is like a nodule. So you see how it's made up of concentric layers, all right? I don't know if you can see that. So what this could be, it's actually a potential stalactite. So you can see that, how it could have been hanging in a cave. Apparently you can get stalactites of manganese ore in ancient caves somewhere under the ocean, or who knows where, the water dripping down and then leaving the deposits of manganese ore, and then it just forms like that. That's one way. That's just one way that manganese ore can. So I'm just surmising that might be what that one is. And now I'll show you something else. Oh, I also wanted to show you this one. This is one of my favorite botryoidal ones. And then this stuff in between, this is different from the other romanticite. So this is romanticite here. When it makes that botryoidal, apparently that is romanticite. But what this stuff is a lot of times called wad. This isn't like that other massive piece that I have here, which is just very small, fine grains to make it up. But this is called, it's some word because of a W. It's called wad. It probably filled cavities. So it's a different kind of way it developed. And so and it just has these little vugs, and those have the little botryoidal in them. I love that piece. That's a neat piece too. And then I'll show you a different type of manganese now. Now in this case, this is the same wad stuff, or I hope I'm using the right word, I don't know. Anyway, again, this probably filled a cavity somewhere, but it has little vugs. And this little vug, as you can see possibly here, is filled with steely crystals that come to a very sharp point. Okay, and so that's not romanticite. I believe it's manganite. Okay, so oops, there you go. I don't know if it'll get us that close in, I don't know, and not quite getting it in to see that. It's like a cave full of knives, okay, in there. So, and then here's another piece here that has, this piece happens to have some steely colored material in it. See how that's not just a sub-metallic luster, that's true metallic luster. And I think that's also manganite, but what do I know, you know? All right, and then I have two more things I want to show you. Okay, I'm going to show you how I panned for gold at this location, or one of the locations where I'm finding the manganite, and I didn't find any gold yet, okay? But I'll just show you two quick videos showing you about the results of that, and I've done another one too, and I found, well, anyway, you'll see in that, I'll tell you the details there. But while I was panning, I got a little ball of this romanticite. So remember how I said this guy is an alien egg from an alien race trying to reproduce itself on Earth. I'm just kidding, but the balls sometimes, they frigging come out like an egg. So this one came out of one of the stones like an egg, and someday it will grow into an alien. I don't know. Okay, just kidding, but I hope so. And the last thing just want to show you is, so this is magnetite, and but what's interesting about this one is it's got some red crystals on it, and I don't think I'm going to be able to capture it on here to get you, but what I'm going to do is I will give you, oh, there it is right there. I'm going to give you see the red crystals there? So it turns out when manganese it combines with other chemicals, I think they might be sulfides. I gotta check that. I might be wrong, don't quote me, but it's something called rhodochrosite or something along those lines. So actually manganese makes a beautiful translucent red crystal. And that's even also an ore, believe it or not. And if I can find that, that would be fantastic. And maybe I have a little bit right here, but I'll show you a photograph of that. That could be manganese, but I make no claims about it. So I was able to get down to the black sand with that. Did some gold panning at one of the locations where I'm finding all these ores from the steel production, and now I'm trying to see if I've got some gold. So I doubt it, but just gonna keep thinning this out a little. I'll show you what I got. Yeah, no luck this time around. I did find some little gold colored things. They're so tiny it would be really hard to determine if they're gold for sure. And I did find some other gold colored things, but they seem to have a little bit of tarnish on them, as it were, like not pure gold color. And so I suspect that those are copper. Copper is heavier than iron, so or something with copper in them. Maybe chalcopyrite. I wonder if chalcopyrite's heavier than iron. I don't know. So no luck this time, but I'll keep trying.